This is a real-life Geometry Dash robot, and here's how it took a year to create. In a video by Stormfly by the name of The History of Hacking in Geometry Dash, I saw this prototype of a robot beating stereo madness. I was immediately fascinated by this idea and really wanted to create it myself. I didn't have much experience with physical electronics at the time, but I had already been programming for 4 years. And luckily I had a lot of Arduino components lying around after a Microsoft employee gave them to me. I put the project off for like a week or two when I had nothing to do and finally got to it. The first ever prototype ended up as an old mouse with a lot of duct tape on it and this thing called a servo motor. This is actually what inspired my YouTube channel name. It's an anagram of the type of motor I was using, despite me not even using a motor anymore. But we'll get to that. It's now the 14th of December 2023, and I'm doing basically what the person in that video did. I hard-coded inputs by typing them manually and figuring it out from there. However, after trying this for 3 days, I got really annoyed with it and decided to create a better version. I decided to send a message through the USB port to the microcontroller to move the servo motor. And while this might sound complicated, I had already done it before, where a 128 by 64 pixel display in black and white shows my screen on my computer. So on the 17th of December, I decided to create a Python script to take a megahack macro and play it back. And if you're wondering why I keep mentioning the dates, 3 days later, the biggest Geometry Dash update ever came out and turned this project on its head. Despite 2.2 not breaking the bot, I did decide to temporarily quit the project due to the physics updates. 3 months later, I decided to finally come back to the project, and I decided to make a geode mod. To this day, this is still my first and only geode mod, other than lemon cake mode, which turned every single level into world's smallest violin. I don't think that counts. By the way, if you're still watching and want to know the technical details of how I made this, that will be uploaded on my main YouTube account. Please subscribe to it if you care about nerdy shit like this. I added some really nice features to this mod, like restarting the macro when you die, but despite me optimizing code and working on it for weeks on end, for like half a year, no progress was to be made. It was until a few weeks ago when I had a massive breakthrough. Solenoids. What if this entire time the code was not the issue and it was in fact the motor itself, the hardware, the one thing I hadn't changed? A solenoid uses an electromagnet that changes polarity to send a metal rod up and down. Despite me having no idea if it would work, I was starved for ideas and just wanted to give it a go. And after just 1 hour of fiddling with it, this happened.
Yo!
Holy f***.
Oh my god!
Solenoids! No way! No way! No way!
To this day, I still can't believe it took me so long to figure out that that was the issue, but I am so glad I found out this way. The hardest thing it had beaten before this was an easy daemon called Force Dynamics. With all that said, thank you all for watching, and thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I'm not stopping anytime soon, and more is to come.